Hello again, and thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be working with my new supply toy. I found these by watching Rachel at Roxy Creations, and she lives in Italy, and she was unable to find these wax paper plastic bags until a subby got them to her. I went on my telephone and found that there were 2 boxes left in my Target, and there they were, 2 boxes. So I have a collection now of things that make noise. I've had silent movies inside of my journals because my papers do not crunch, but this certainly does. So, thanks to Rachel and the person who in turn gave Rachel that idea all the way back to its inception, many thanks. I'm going to be working on a little journal today that is quite similar to the one that Rachel did, because I want to get, I just want to get comfortable with them, and then the sky's the limit, as we do, thanking Rachel, but then I'll try my own experiments. So let me set these aside, and this is the bag. It has a nice gusset in it, and you will see how I'm going to be using that gusset, but this is the fold-over side of the wax paper, and so I'm going to be turning up this hem. I'm going to be turning up this hem just a little bit and folding it down, and then turning the bag on its side so that I can fold it over to make the journal cover. How simple is that? Well, before I started with this, I went into my folders and I got out some Medieval Mirage, my folder for that, and I got out my Roxy Creations folder for that, and I spent some time yesterday making a little journal, making the pages that will fit inside of this. And here they are, and can you just see how lovely it is and how easy it is to see even through 2 layers of this wax paper. So let's see what I have picked. This is a piece of a digi from Rachel at Roxy Creations, and I just thought that this is I'm going to play up my white again, and before I go on after this, we're going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and I'm going to show you the whites that I finally accumulated, and I don't know why, I have no idea why I'm so taken with white, but so we have a page of the white, and I've torn the edges, a page of my hand-painted, my handmade using Tattered Angels, a piece of, I guess would have to say graph paper, it could be ledger paper, another piece featuring white with a little touch of color, another bit of ledger paper, a piece of notebook, a piece of notebook paper, a piece of my go-to dictionary page, another piece of my painty paper, a piece of white backgrounded paper, and I don't know the language. It looks like it might be, it could be Swedish, German, who knows, I'm not sure. A piece of, as you can see, coffee dye, just because I thought it needed it, and a piece of cardstock, and a doily which fits so perfectly that I'm going to use that in the center, but I'm going to realize that I need to fold it this way because it is the center, and I want the right side out when it opens. So let's see, there we go. Now, so that is going to go in here. But before we begin, I'm going to show you something that I have been accumulating. When I got started on my white journal project in the last few weeks, I was griping that I did not have much white. Well, it seems I have more white than I give myself credit for when I really thought about it. These are the offcuts from the pages in a handy-dandy clothespin. And I went into my other places and found envelopes. Isn't this one just, I can't get enough of these. Hobby Lobby. And this one that I had completely forgotten that I had. Look at this one with a double thickness over here. And one with a large flap, and I must certainly have fallen in love with envelopes. And look at this one with this long shape. And then I found, let's see, I'll put those over here. And then I found some doilies, and I found a piece of my vintage shelf edging, and I found these two that were waiting for me, and certainly waiting for this. Now, this is not 100% white, but it's white enough. And then I have these glassines in white that I have been collecting, and I have a piece of the wallpaper border that I used on another white journal, and some paper bags that I used when I was making my lace. I cleaned up on these two bags, and these I found in Target in their dollar bins, and this peels off and can be placed down on an item, and I bought a package of those. And this I've been clutching for the longest time, in perfect place. And these, I have no idea where these came from, but aren't these just wonderful for white? And some shiny white paper that I've had for an age. And here's the root of all evil, the culprit that started all of this, and I fell in love. And I've taken time to use my black pearl cotton to sew, and I might add some charms to the end of that. So there is that one. Well, and so on and so on. So I wanted to show you that I had more equipment for white than I had given myself credit for having. And now let's get these bits in here. And I noticed that since things were on top of this, they flattened down a little bit, but there's no reason on earth why they can't be poofed up a little bit. So I'm going to set this back. Put that on top of the box for my naked journal. Now, I did a measurement that I really didn't use too much because I've been tearing, and that's something else that I hadn't done much of. And I find that, sorry, water sip. And I find that I'm quite liking tearing. I'm quite liking what happens to the edges of these pages. Alrighty, now, first of all, this is Roxy Creations, and this is where I found, these are her letters And when she says antique, they are seriously antique. And I was thinking that I might use that one. Yes, I might. Because, as I said, wide enough. And this is what caused me to learn how to get this to fit the entire page. And I did. I have to use Photoshop to do that. But another learning. And I have her tags, and I have all of her beautiful letters on cream cardstock. And this is where I had the this paper. So, and then my go-to Medieval Mirage and some things that I'm saving aside just because I love the color of them and I'm going to work on them. But first, of course, I have to get back to white. I'm going to set that out of the way. So, let's have a look at. Oh, alrighty. Look who is on the top. Well, isn't that just wonderful? And that one's got the blue border. I'm going to put that back in here. And let's see about this. Possibility. This Medieval Mirage Illuminated Flora is just, oh my, just wonderful. And I think that will be it for whites. Yes, it will. So, I know that you will understand how you can suddenly be stopped in your tracks loving something. And white is my current love. Let's see. I want that to be there. Let's see how much of that's going to show. Oh, yes. Alrighty. So, yes, and my tearing ruler. Need to tear here. I think I want that way up to there. Yes, I do. And I want it to be in, because it's got to be a little tiny smidge. Or maybe if I use the lines here, it would help, wouldn't it? I want this to be just a little bit smaller. Maybe just the tiniest bit more. And now this one. A little bit shorter also, but not too much. Not too much. That might be too much. Okay. Isn't that lovely? Let's see what happens when this comes in here. Let's do it in this one. No, I'll do it in this one because it's the full one. Go on in there now. That's just needs a little fine tuning. But isn't that lovely? So The other ones, I'm going to save myself and make them just a smidge smaller. Never mind having that, or should I just move it over like that and showcase the little red? Yes. Yes, yes. I'm learning by doing with this tearing. When I watch others tear, I can see that they've done a lot more of it than I have. Oh, okay, oh, there was too much of that box. So, no. Remember what you're looking at, Carol. Okay. And now, this, I'm going to have to tear that here. I'm not sure. Again, just a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. Line it up. Line it up. And last, down here. I'm sorry that you're watching this project that I'm making out of this. That's what I so love about our arting. I can go right in there because that line was there. Yes, it was. That's my spot. That's there. Now I was thinking about the possibility of this bit of blue, and since it's heavier paper, this might also work a treat. Righty now. We're just going to make believe that I knew that that was going to happen, but I'm liking it with those colors. So, okay, tearing cardstock. Okay. Now I'm going to take that down a bit. So, but I want that. But do I want that or that? No. No. We're just going to cut that right down here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens. Oops, I also need a piece for here. What have I got? Do I have anything? Yes, I do. Ooh, I'm going to include the, I'm going to the top of the writing, and I'm going to go across there. And does that give me the butterfly? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Right above that line. And I'm going to take that off. Yes, 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 right there. Let's see if it works. I have to trim it a little further, but so this was the part that I want to pay attention to, because there's an uppy and a downy here. So I'm going in under that gusset, under the short gusset. Does it work as expected? Now these bags are not precision instruments, so well, yes it does. Butterfly. Okay, now we need one in here and here for the front. And of course, I think I'm going to choose this one for the back. And again, it's going to slide in. This was the trick. Thank you, Rachel. Now it's in the fine print, it says it's going to slide in. But maybe they're going to have to be taken down a little bit. I need to lose just a smidge here. Make sure here, see, that's not making me happy at all. Where are you? Oh, okay. Not making me happy at all. This has to be trimmed just the tiniest bit because of the fold of the glassine. All right, here we go, back again. This is the front of the bag. This is the fold in. So it has to come in like this to show up like that. Okay, it has to come in like this, under the short gusset, and down into the bag. And isn't that sliding in much better? Huh. Ah! Yes, and a little bit of bag, that's fine. Now, okay. This one is going to be in here. No, this one is going to be in here. And again, I think this one's also going to have a little trim. And this one is going to be on the back of the outside in the small space again. Now, if you don't have a pattern that makes the top and bottom difference, that would be a good thing. There's there. Let's see about that. I'm glad that I left this. Yes. And now, here also. No, not really. Okay, maybe I would have done better. No. No. And I don't remember what Rachel did here. Let's see. Maybe it's just going to be out under the short gusset. There you go. And in. And do I like it? Or should I cut it? I like it that way. This is going to be a pocket or a tuck. Don't have an answer yet. Do not. Let's get this one. I guess this one will go in. I'm not sure, but let's see. Maybe this one will go in the big gusset and slide down. In here. All the way to here. Ish. Yes. Yes. This is going to be, I love a mystery, and this is definitely in the category of a mystery. Now, what else? What else? I'm thinking so. Less is more on the inside of the front. Less is more. Is more here. Rachel did not do the insides. She did other things, but I was thinking it's going to be pretty. All right, now, okay, we're back to the dilemma. And this is going to be sewn all around so that everything stays in place, everything is in. So all around, and put this flap down over. But since I have that there, since I have this there, why couldn't I sew around here the way I'm going to, all around the entire cover, if I sewed along here, I like that, and I'm going to do that. Yes, I am. And I happen to have put white thread in. Yes, I did. Now, the question is, I think a smallish zigzag might work. I think if I start it there, then the rest of the paper is going to have to play with that. I'm talking to myself, thinking to myself, I'll stop, I'm going to sew this, and I'll be back. Well, mission accomplished. While I was at my sewing machine, I decided to attach this doily to the front by stitching in the ditch. And so now it moves, which is very nice. It didn't slip too far one way or the other, but I must say that you might have heard some not too savory words from me, because when I started sewing here with the zigzag, of course my sewing machine decided to throw a fit. So we had an understanding, and I managed to get that zigzag in there. Now, questions. I was thinking this seam binding might make a very pretty closure on it. Let's see. I think so. Let's just give it a try and see what I think. See what you think too, because I know you're telling me. Doesn't that do work a treat? Yes. Now, since I do not want this doily to close in, I also want to make sure it's in the middle, more or less. More or less. 6, so that's 3, yes. Bingo. So I don't want this ribbon, if it's sewn across, then it covers the cover, and I love the cover. Therefore, I'm thinking a little bit of outside stitching right there, vertically. Oh wow. Sure, it says in the fine print. Let me give that a try. Fingers crossed. I'm not going... Yes, I'll turn it off. You don't need to listen, because listening to a sewing machine, even though it's so close, is can be very tiresome. I'll be right back. I thought that you just might enjoy seeing this whole process again. I have a piece of wood, and I'm going to use this good old template that I've had for ages. Can I see light? Yes, I can. Light at the end of the tunnel. And ready? Let's get this one out. Let's get that one out. Do I still see light? Yes, I do. And I've got my pearl cotton here. And now I know this is going to sound a little strange, but when you push this through, the paper comes out and does this little thing at the top. I'm never too happy with that, but if you push the outside in instead of coming at it the other way, I like the effect better. Now, that's probably pure Carol crazy, but let's see what we're going to have here now. Whoa. We're going to have that dead in the middle is what we're going to have to do. Let's just give this a little super check. Okay. That 3 is about bang on. Let's make sure. That 3 is about bang on. Yes, it is. So, alrighty, I'm going to not get too crazy about that or that. It's not absolutely in the center of the piece of seam binding, and this is not the end of the world as we know it. Okay. Yep. Yes. And that one holes through. Absolutely. Okay. Now I'm going to pin these. I'm going to put down these pieces of seam binding so that they don't become a misery here. Let's get this one out of the way up here. Paper clips and clothespins can be so handy. All right, let's make sure that we have this working properly. This is the front. This is the top. Yes. Now, there it is. Okay, I'm threaded up and ready to go, and I want the tails on the inside. Well, I'm going to just get to it and hope for the best. Hope for the best. There we go. We go, it says in the fine print. Okay. One of these that has decided that it wants to be ugly. So now I have to explain this very carefully. But that is not how this is going to work. Okay, checking again, top. Okay, center. Down we go. Now, through here, yes. Through there, yes. Yay, team. Yay, team. Now, down to the bottom, through this way, which it doesn't mind doing. How nice of it. I do hope that you talk to these things as much as I do. Okay, now let's understand each other from the get-go here. This is not... There we are. Did I pierce anything? No. Okay, I want to be under this line. Move it over. And yay. Okay. Now let's see that we have what we want to have here. These ties in. Cover here. Removing this, removing that. Yes, now, is it tight enough? Let's give it a little north and south pull. Good. Good for a first or more. 1, 2, and a bow, and finished. Now today's mission. I know that some of you are going to wonder how many pages are in here, and I haven't really counted, so I'm going to do that now. But I'm also going to relieve this little bit up here, because after all, underlining the word junk journal. Okay, done now. So we have this, and let's see, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, or 44 sides, 22 pages and 44 sides. I do hope that you have enjoyed watching this, and including you, of course, in my struggles. But so worth it. And thank you again, Rachel, for sharing the glories of these, because it does make noise, and I love it. I love it, love it. Yes, I do. So we have the inside cover with my bit of painty paper, piece of Rachel's white lace, more painty paper, graph papers, notebook paper, dictionary page, and it's right up, and painty, and language I don't know, and coffee dyed, cardstock, and another doily. Let's get this tied up. I love this crinkly seam binding. So, another junk journaling adventure. And I have to say, my mind is already snapping and crackling with the ideas of things that I can do with these wax paper glassine bags. Sandwich bags, sorry. So, if you have enjoyed today's fun, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I do try to answer them. and I would appreciate your subscribing to my channel. Bye now.